Hey, great Monday evening. It is a beautiful evening in the city of Brownsville. It has been a crazy, crazy busy day. Uh, and hold on. Let me. It's been a crazy busy day. And I was kind of feeling kind of low on the seat. So I wanted to make sure that I was actually the right height. Good morning. 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 Good evening. I was going good morning, because I'm by myself tonight. I'm not sure exactly where everyone is at right now, but hey, guys, it's good. Silvano, buenas noches. Hello, how's it going? Steve, Liz, Jessica, good evening. Eggman, where have you been? I hadn't seen you in a while. Hey, Ray, how's it going? Good show, good show, good show. Thank you. We were just on Real Politics and we were discussing the campaign finance reports, which is something that we're going to be talking about tonight. So I'm going to give you the opportunity to ask any questions you may have in regards to them, and then we'll go from there. Thank you for the cookies. Thank you. We still have cookies. Joe, good evening. Good evening, people. Early voting starts October the 13th. Preach. Yes. Joe, good evening. Good evening, goat. You the goat, bro. Thank you. God bless. Erica, good evening. Good evening. Good evening. I made mention on my show this morning that I have a forum coming up on Thursday, and I'll be wearing my new Star Trek bow tie because I'm ready to battle. Good morning, Rosie. Good evening, good evening. Hola, good evening, my friend. Good evening, Miss Miller. It was great to see you today. Good morning, on the Andas. Have a great show, man. More info on Garcia Middle School, please. Going to try. It's kind of getting kind of hard, but we'll see what we can come up with. Learned a lot. Good. Good evening, Erasmo Tony. Good evening. Hello, saludos, Delani Fresas. Preach. Thank you, Nina. Hey, Julie. Hermosa. Guys, one of the things that we had to do today, and let me, and I'll try to do our politics 101 in regards to elections. And one of the things that we have to do 30 days before elections, Swaswa King. Saludos, bendiciones. Que se arme el carnezazo. You missed out on Saturday. Good evening, Susie. God bless. One of the things that we have to do as candidates for any position is we have to file a campaign finance reports. Now, the campaign finance reports are very, very telling because they give you an insight in regards to who is funding the campaigns, where money is coming from, and what the interest of the individuals that are wanting to run for the certain positions have in regards to running for office. And this morning, again, I had filed my campaign finance report on Friday con tiempo because I didn't want to do that at the last moment. I'm going to file my campaign finance report. So I did opt to file my campaign finance reports on Friday. Again, complete transparency. Put down information, and you could actually go back and log in everything in regards to the merchandise that we've been able to dish out. I mentioned all the damn cookies that I bought, and let me tell you, I bought myself a lot of cookies. That's one of the things that was very, very prevalent on my report. Good evening, Robert. God bless you. Norma, good evening. Virginia, good evening. Hope you all had a wonderful day. 100%. One of the first things that hit my that hit this morning was in regards to the campaign finance report. Philip Cowan's report came out first. And let me tell you, it is unfortunately very, very, very telling. Good evening, Erasmo. Good evening, Lucy. Good evening. Good evening. I don't know if y'all had the opportunity to go through his report. It is very, very telling for a lot of different reasons. And we could go over them very, very quickly. And one of the things that Roman did in his show, The Real Politics, is they went over a lot of the different expenses out there so that individuals would have an idea in regards to what the candidate was out there promoting. But let's go with Philip's report first. Philip's report, in his report, he did note that he had expenditures. I mean, in excess of $36,000. I think that is very, very amazing. $38,000. I'll get the amount right now. If my website will ever go up, it's not going up. It's coming. But what was more telling was the individuals that had donated to his campaign. And again, it's very, very unfortunate because it says a lot as to where the votes are going to go in regards to what the decisions making process is behind a lot of the things that are going to happen. On his report, he did have $32,000, $33,000 in expenditures. $33,000 in expenditures, and this is very, very, very unfortunate. And that's just a lot of money to spend. It is way, way too much money to spend. As I'm not exactly sure where or why they thought that that money was needed in order to run a campaign. Now we have to understand that the campaign really isn't over yet. So as of right now, $33,000 have been spent on this campaign. That is boo-hoos of money. A lot of money. So again, very, 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 very telling. Very, very, very telling. And the reason I brought it up is because not so much in regards to the money that you're going to spend on a campaign, because you can spend all the money you want on a campaign. It's who is financing your campaign that should interest all of us. Saludos, Antonio. Love the sign by the mall. Thank you, my man. Good evening, Richard. Good evening, Erasmo. Good to see you again. Good to see you. Buenas noches, Carlos Elizondo. Good to see you. Good evening, Rosado. Bendiciones, Pati. I hadn't seen you in a while. They have more money, more money, more money. Yes. That's all. A lot of information on the show. Thank you. Good evening, Erasmus Maximus. That's me. 36,000 for an unpaid position. 33,000. My mistake. $33,000. That is so far as of right now. That's how much money that Philip Cowan is spending on this race. That is again a lot of money. And again, that is the start. How you doing? Thank you. Good evening, Erasmus. Good evening. Halloween is soon. Yes. Good evening, my brother. Good evening, Carlos. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
Your sound is bad. Hello? 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 Hello?
Hello?
As of right now, that's how much money that you have your volume on this race. That is again you have your Facebook on.
Huh?
Hello? You have your
What?
Facebook on. Hello?
Oh.
As of right now, that's how much money you have your Facebook on.
There?
Hello?
There? Is that better?
Yeah, I think so. Yes.
Okay. All
right. Going over the campaign finance reports, I know that we went over them with Real Politics. Just a quick overview. The first report that hit this morning was Philip Cowan's report. $33,000 expenditures on this campaign so far. It's a lot of money, man. How many people that work for BISD earn $33,000 a year?
Not the bus drivers, that's for sure.
Well, they're out there endorsing Philip Cowan, aren't they?
Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
I mean, makes no sense whatsoever. But anyway, my big concern was the individuals that had donated to his campaign, and we talked a little bit about it on the show out there. We did mention that Lineberger put $2,500 into the account of Philip Cowan. If you remember correctly, when they voted between Lineberger and Perdue, when this came up to a vote, Philip was one of the three that defended Lineberger. I mean, how much is these companies depositing all this money into their pockets going to influence the vote in order to either keep them or send them packing?
Yeah. It's crazy.
The difference is not the money they spend on the campaign. What makes the difference is the transparency and you fighting for us, the people. Thank you for all you do. Frankie Olivo, 100%. And again, guys, let me tell you, you have to be transparent in regards to what is being thrown out there in regards to these campaign finance reports. Because if one of the things that is constantly said out there is in regards to transparency, transparency, transparency. If there is no transparency, there's nothing, guys. There's nothing. And look, not having transparency is what got us into the situation that we are in right now as a district. I mean, look at Sylvia Atkinson. Sylvia Atkinson, Prissy Rocatip, and Drew Brown, they preach transparency hasta que le salía de los oídos. Oh, we have to be transparent. We have to be transparent. And they were all colluding in regards to this movie deal where Sylvia made $10,000. And this is just one of the deals that she would make. I mean, we still don't know how much more money she was expecting to make from this deal. $33,000. Most of this money coming from vendors is really, really very, very telling. Now, the other one that concerned me, and we do have Joe Salazar out there giving Philip Cowan $3,000, which again is a lot of money for a candidate to be putting in their pocket. But the one I wanted to get to was Baltasar Salazar. Baltasar Salazar threw to Philip Cowan on the 20th of August, $2,500. On the 1st of September, flip-flopping Philip voted not to terminate Baltasar Salazar. Was Philip's vote influenced by the money that Baltasar Salazar had given him and will continue to give him in order to finish off this election? I mean, if there is a hint of impropriety, it is there. And let me tell you, I actually had a conversation with Mr. Cowan in regards to this because I'm very, very shocked. Because we all know, and the truth is, we know how unethical this board attorney is. We know exactly the type of individual, the type of character of this man. And to still accept $2,500 in order to run a campaign? I mean, does Philip Cowan really need $2,500 to run this campaign?
No.
Carlos, your take on the $2,500?
Well, I mean, it's like you said that there's like a look of impropriety. I mean, if you look at it that way, right? Because remember, they were pushing him out. He was pushing him out, right? Erasmo? He was pushing him out. He's trying to get the votes. He's trying to make sure that he's getting enough votes to get rid of Baltasar Salazar. But then there's a payment of $2,500, and then he's retracts what he's trying to do. He goes on public record and says that he's doing an excellent job. He applauds him, commends him, and says that he's not willing to get rid of him, right? He even goes out there and says this man is innocent of anything that anybody has said about him. We didn't know that he had gotten $2,500. We do now. I mean, it just looks bad. It looks bad for someone who's wanting these individuals to go out and vote for him again for another 4 years.
This is very, very actually a very, very good question in regards to Peppermint Patty. Did Baltasar donate to Little Eddie? He was first about firing him, and when his firing went back our agenda, Eddie fought it. Makes us wonder. This is exactly what happened. Eddie seconded the motion in order to terminate Baltasar Salazar. Again, but Little Eddie didn't stand with Laura Perez Reyes. Didn't stand with Laura Perez Reyes. Didn't fight with Laura Perez Reyes in any way, shape, or form. She let her out. He let her out to dry, 100%. Now, after that encounter, there's a video out there where they're very, very buddies and chummies. And then all of a sudden, Philip Cowan comes up and places the item on the agenda where, Baltasar Salazar's job was going to be minimalized. Prissy Roca Tipton actually seconded. Minerva Peña and Little Eddie went to meet in regards to the agenda and remove the item from the agenda. So it was going to be voted on Tuesday. They removed the item from the agenda. So if the question is little Eddie getting money from Baltasar Salazar? I'm going to bet every single dollar that Carlos Elizondo has. Yes. Yes. And I'll tell you why. Because let me tell you guys, it's not in little Eddie's campaign finance report. It doesn't mention anything. It's not. But let me tell you what else is it in little Eddie's campaign finance report. Lineburger. And I know Lineburger is giving little Eddie money. I know. So why is it not on his campaign finance report? It's a travesty of justice. For someone who used to be a police officer and supposedly abided by the law, que vergüenza. Que vergüenza. And let me tell you, little Eddie, there could be proof out there that they gave you money. There could be proof that he gave you money. And if that proof comes out, just going to prove what a lot of us already know, that you're a little weasel. Emphasis on little. A little rata. Who the only reason he's on the board is not because of the children or the students. It's because you want to take that which should go to the students and to the teachers and to the staff. And look, guys, Lineburger is a clear example. Lineburger cost our district $2.4 million, at least $2.4 million. It's very well documented. I shared you the stories on my page today. $2.4 million, which could have gone to our students. It could have gone for substantial raises for teachers and staff. But you know what's really irritating to me, Carlos?
What's that?
Again, the same people that are receiving money from Lineburger are the same people that are being endorsed by TVEA and Best. The same people who are supposedly out there fighting to give their classified staff raises.
Erasmo, and you were right by saying this on RP, Real Politics, is that if you look at the campaign finance reports, they almost mirror the same thing that Sylvia Atkinson had, Prissy Roca Tipton had, Drew Brown had. They were in the thousands and thousands of dollars. And where did that get this district? You look at that and it's ditto to what's happening now. What are we going to expect if they get voted in? What are our teachers going to get? They're already getting a slap in the face, man, right now as we speak. It needs to stop.
It is. Let me say, Tanya, right now, we need campaign finance reform. We need campaign finance reform. And I promise you, that is one of the things that I, as a board member after November the 3rd, will fight for. Campaign finance reform, where no one that donates, that puts money in the pocket of candidates to run for board can bid on contracts for the district. Campaign finance reform, where they will be excluded from the bidding process. Because it's what we need. Guys, we don't need board members that are going to sell their soul for a couple of dollars. We don't need board members that are going to vote against you, the teacher, you, the staff member, in order to put money in their pocket. That's the Sylvia culture. That's the Minerva culture. Flip-flopping Phillips' report is on my page. That's their culture. It's got to stop. And look at Daniela's campaign report, man. My opponents, 25, $28,000, $30,000 already spent on this campaign. $30,000, guys. You know that you could almost buy a house down south most for $30,000. You could almost buy a house for $30,000. And this person, we're not even halfway through the reporting period, and has already spent $30,000 on a non-paying position. How do you think they make that money back? $30,000 that came from vendors, that came from Linebarger, that came from Baltasar Salazar, that came from the insurance people, that came from the attorneys, that came from Daddy, who wants contracts with BISD. How do you think that they get this money back? It's an investment, folks. I'll tell you how they get it back. They take it from our students. And teachers and staff, they take it from your raises. So whenever they go out and say, there's no money for raises, there's no money for benefits, it's because the board members sold their soul, sold their vote to the vendors. Guys, I'm not lying. The campaign finance reports are online. They're accessible for you to see. Very simple. Very easy. We need campaign finance reform. We need to minimize the amount of money that an individual can spend on a BISD race. And we have to stop the culture of vendors putting money into candidates' races. Candidates' races. Because it's like a bet on this horse, bet on that horse. It has to stop. Carlos?
Hey, how you doing? Yeah, I agree with you. I think it needs to stop because I mean, like you said, how else are they going to pay back the $32,000, the $38,000 to a position that doesn't pay? The only people here that lose, the only people here that lose are the staff and the kids. Look at them now. Look at the respect they're getting. They're not getting respect, Erasmo. Not only they're not getting respect, they're not getting raises. And if they get a raise, it's a minute raise, but they increase their insurance or they take it from somewhere else. They just keep giving them crumbs year after year after year. This is one of the biggest and most important race BIZ has ever had. And it's a sentiment across all BIZ. All individuals are feeling the same thing. All individuals feel that they've been disrespected. They're not being taken into consideration. They're being put in harm's way. And yet, the same people that are keeping them there are asking for their vote. Please vote for me. I'll do it in the next 4 years. Please vote for me. I'll make the change. Well, you have the right to make the change today. They could have sat here at Erasmo, and they could have put this to a vote. They could have had a special call board meeting with what the governor said. We are going to give you four extra weeks. Did you hear them jump up and say, let's go and have a special call board meeting so we can get this into play, so we can keep our employees at home safe? Had they even put a special call board meeting into effect right now, Erasmo? Absolutely not.
No.
So what are they trying to say? What kind of smoke and mirrors are they trying to use to make sure that they garner your vote? If they haven't proven to you that they're going to do the right thing for every individual and especially our kids, right? They don't care about you guys. They don't care about the teachers. They don't care about the counselors. They don't care about the diagnosticians. I could just keep naming everybody, FNS, everybody. They don't care about you guys. They go out there and they promise the bus drivers, pobrecitos, you know. Some of these people don't know any better than what they're being told by someone in authority. They're telling them now. They could have done this 4 years ago. They're telling them now, hey, we're gonna give you a raise, guys. We're gonna give you more hours. Erasmo, they're not gonna give them anything. They haven't given them anything. They endorsed them the last time. And what did they get? Zero. They went back begging for their vote again. They had meetings at the mall. You had these individuals, these bus drivers, 12 of them, taking pictures with them. Why? Because they were promised things that they're not going to receive. Because once they're there, these individuals are too scared to go up there and telling them, hey, you promised me this. Because if they do that, they're going to hold themselves accountable to the retaliation that has been rampant since 4 years ago, since Sylvia Atkinson got on there. That's how she rules. And now she's got a superintendent that does the same thing, and two deputy, I don't even know what you call them anymore. Girls from Edinburgh. Disrespect after disrespect, holding these people, putting them in harm's way. And there is no plan at Asmo. Like you've said for months now, people are probably already tired of you saying the same thing over and over, but it's the truth. The only way this is going to change is if we all get in there November the 3rd and make the change immediately.
Immediately. And just to give you the clear numbers, guys, Philip Cowan has spent $33,000 on this race, and has another $5,000 that he already owes. That's $38,000 as of right now. $38,000. Daniela, $25,000. Jaime Diaz, another $25,000. What is very, very unfortunate, guys, for our community, is that Minerva Peña and Little Eddie, they lied on their campaign report. They're not reporting the money that Baltasar Salazar is giving Minerva. They're not reporting the money that Lineberger is giving Little Eddie. And what's really trippy, guys, is that those two are supposed law enforcement retirees. They claim that their whole life was serving and protecting, was serving as law officers. And the law officers turned in their report late and did not include the money that they received from vendors. Because Little Eddie received money from Lineberger. Minerva Peña received money from Baltasar Salazar. How do you know that they're lying? Well, now there's two ways. When they open their lips, when they start moving their lips, or when, let me put it like this, because then little Eddie's going to take another picture and say that I was flipping the bird, or when they're doing their campaign finance reports. That's how you know they're lying. So, ¿de qué le sirve a Minerva? Oh, Jesus and the blood of Jesus and God saves and God. ¿De qué le sirve? She's a liar. She's a destroyer. She has no brain cells in her head. None. And Little Eddie is almost as smart as Minerva. Almost. It's embarrassing, that, guys. And to all the family, all Little Eddie's family, you're watching, because Little Eddie is watching. Que vergüenza, eh? The guy that you're supporting, because you believed is honest and straight as an arrow, is a liar. And the cheater. Minerva Peña, I mean, her family are already lost. Don't have hope in that one. But anyone out there supporting little Eddie, qué vergüenza. Qué vergüenza. That is why people at the police department, they were so happy to see him gone. Good evening. A bit late, Sebastian. Good evening. A performing arts financial would be awesome to have when COVID is gone. Uh, it's going to happen, guys. One of the things that I've talked to a lot of the people that are running now is I want us all to commit to safety, to end retaliation, because it's what's happening now, a performing arts center, and to revamp the compensation plan.
Yep.
It's very simple, guys. And a lot of times you'll hear again, oh, there's no money. Well, look at the campaign finance reports, and you'll see where the money's going, guys. You'll see where the bulk of the money is going that should be going to you all. And look, we talk about performing arts center costing us $33 million. Look at how much money just one little vendor, E3, cost the district. $9 million. Let's talk about another vendor, Schneider Electric, another $6 million. Hey, Schneider Electric's people are putting money in my opponent's race. The Putnets. The Putnets. They're so descarados que Lizzie, the accounts executive for Schneider, who bills the districts millions of dollars, even made a video. Oh, vote for Daniela. She's going to give us another $6 million at Schneider Electric so that you can't get a raise. And you can't get a performing arts center. Because this corrupt board that exists right now only cares about putting money in the pockets of vendors. You don't believe me? Go look at the campaign finance reports. They're online. Connect the dots. They are there. And again, anyone wants to challenge me? Anyone wants to challenge me? Prove that anything that I've said is false, is not true. I open myself up. So Daniela can go out there and prove that anything that I've said is not true. Look at her campaign finance report. It's not even filled right. Little Eddie has the option, but he decides to hide behind that James Garcia page or something and throw out his bullcrap. Now he's focused on Carlos because he was so focused with me, because he's obsessed with me, because he's got little hands, because he's got little feet, and he goes around telling big lies. Chapaneco, tapon. Stop selling your soul to the damn vendors. You were appointed. You were given an opportunity. You were appointed for something better. You squandered your opportunity. And now you want to ask for 4 years? Das imbécil. In 6 months, you proved your mettle. You proved your worth. You were placed on a scale and you were found fault. You were found wanting. You were found non-present. You sold your soul to the vendors. You sold our staff to exposing themselves to coronavirus. Hey, little Eddie, the 11 people that died are because of the decisions that you, Minerva Peña, and Flip Flopping Philip made on that board. The 11 people that died at the district are because of you all. Minerva Peña, Flip Flopping Philip, and Little Eddie. How many more people do you want to put in danger's way? How many more deaths do you want? More kids are going back onto campus today. They went back to campus today. Hey guys, more kids are going back onto campus because now the superintendent is adamant in regards to if you're failing, you're coming back onto campus. And let me tell you guys, they want teachers on campus in order to take care of those students. And it doesn't matter if you have 185 students and only one kid shows up, you're going back on campus for one student. Carlos?
I agree with you. We've put out options there, Erasmo. If that student wants to go in to the school district, by all means, allow them to. But have volunteers that want to go into the district go take care of them, or place them in a classroom by themselves with a computer and the teacher in the safety of her home. Zoom. They don't have to have the teacher there at the school. They don't have to have the counselors there. They don't have to have the nurses there either. They don't have to risk these individuals because the school board trustees and the superintendent are wanting to make themselves look good and not bow down to the mistakes that they've made. It's real easy, Erasmo. He can say, you know what, I'm sorry. I'm a failure at leading the school district in the right direction. I've made mistakes, but now I want to correct them. I want to do what is right. His ego doesn't let him. So he's going to force our staff into the school just because he cannot do that. That man is the reason why AOB filed a letter of no confidence. And not just AOB, Erasmo. I signed it. My whole family signed it. A lot more people signed it. It's not just employees. They're community members that are tired of his shortcomings and that are disgusted with his leadership. It needs to end, Erasmo. We're almost there. How many more days to the November 3rd?
29.
29 days. That's less than a month. BIZ staff members, kids, families, just hold off 29 more days and we can change BIZ back to where it used to be. We can bring back the respect to the teachers. We can bring back the safety for every employee and sending them home because it's allowed. We just don't have the leadership right now, and we need to get rid of that leadership and bring in new people.
Well, we have that opportunity, guys. We have that opportunity. And again, guys, they only care about the money. And look, guys. I mean, all they care about is the money. All their teachers, counselors, all they care about is the ADA. All they
Yeah.
care about is, did you take attendance? Check it again. Check it twice. Check it 3 times. All they care about is the money. And even when TEA went out there and made it clear that the money was going to be there, like I've been saying for months, that the money was going to be there. Even then, they were still adamant in sending our people back onto campus. Now they're giving free coronavirus tests at the district. Now, what took them so long, guys? The reason that they're doing it now is because of all the little outbreaks that are going on there. The
Yep.
fear that happened at Breeden today about the possible, and I say possible because it hasn't been confirmed, the possible coronavirus out there in regards to the individual that was seeing everyone come into that building. Garcia Middle School. But look, Garcia Middle School is famous for hiding stuff from us. Do you remember that it was because of Garcia Middle School was the first case out there that we found out about after them having a big old party out there where they were all hugging and puñedos de cuernitos? And the principal from Garcia was the one that they decided to place on the task force, the superintendent, and then made to make a video on how to keep safe. I mean, the one guy that was definitely not safe had no regard to social distancing, face coverings, having a big old birthday party with everyone sitting close to each other, poniéndose cuernitos and laughing it up. A yes man. And look, guys, prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. So yes, there was some confusion today in regards to Garcia Mills. What's going on? What's not going on? There's no transparency, guys. In order to submit this last waiver, they had to admit to TEA that there was 11 people that died of coronavirus from the district. 11. I thought there was 6. There was 11. They had to admit that 16 campuses were shut down. 8 departments shut down. That's some 200 people had tested positive coronavirus. Now that's with minimal staff, guys. With minimal staff. With así, tantito staff, guys. With minimal staff, we had 11 deaths. With minimal staff, we had 200 positives. With minimal staff, we had 16 campuses closed. With minimal staff. What's going to happen, Carlos? All these people coming back onto campus.
They're gonna die, man. And they go out there and claim that we're inciting fear. We're not inciting fear. We're telling you what's happening because the people who should be telling you are not. You have someone who's infected and they try to brush them off like nothing happened, go, kind of like go out the back door. Don't tell anybody, nothing happened here. That happened at Rivera, Erasmo. They shuffled people out. A kid came in with a potential, symptoms of the coronavirus, and they just, hey, well, he didn't touch anybody. He didn't contact. He was in contact with anybody. Yes, he was. Yet they failed to tell people what was going on. They failed to keep these individuals safe. Not until people got together collaboratively and started saying, hey, you know what? There's a problem here. We need to be quarantined. We need to be sent home. We need to make sure that we're away from this place so that they can come in and they can disinfect this place. This is what's happening throughout the district. But this comes from the top, Erasmo. This is what's being told to people. Hide it. Don't let people know. If you get an infected person, kind of like nothing happened here. Aquí no pasó nada, Erasmo. Aquí just, whatever, boom, out. And continue to allow the people to stay there.
Assessment personnel from special services are being put under pressure to meet compliances for funding, guys. I mean, aren't they under enough pressure already? Enough worry that they're now being pressured to meet compliances just for the money, for the funding? And look, I'll answer Paul's question. In my race, it is very simple. There's no choice but Erasmo Castro. In Carlos Elizondo's race, there's no choice but Carlos Elizondo. In Frankie's race, there's no choice but Frankie Olivo. I'm sorry. And, I like Jaime Diaz, Nice little kid. He looks like a middle schooler, man. I want to pick him up and burp him. Very young. Very, very young. Has never set foot in public school, man. So the only candidate in that race is simple. Is Frankie Olivo. The other two races, you have a choice. In place 3, you have a choice between Philip Cowan, Vito Cardenas, Jessica Gonzalez, and Argelia Miller. And I can tell you that the incumbent should not come back. Vito looks good. Very, very good. In Minerva's race, you have Minerva Peña, Coach Joe Rod, and Marisa Leal. Whichever one pulls ahead, whichever one works his campaign the hardest, Coach Joe Rodriguez or Marisa Leal, should easily beat Minerva Peña. Because let me tell you, the people that are sitting on the board right now should most definitely not come back. Do not bring back Minerva Peña, Philip Cowan, and do not bring back Little Eddie. I'm disappointed with the current board. I emailed them in regards to my concerns with having our students and athletes' safety. Did any of them answer? Heck no. But they want votes. Cannot even, again, people that are on the board right now that want you to vote for them don't. They don't respect parents. Not even one had the decency. Hopefully they're watching very disappointed. And look, guys, sending athletes onto campus is a mistake. They started scrimmaging already. It's a mistake. They cannot guarantee that they cannot scientifically prove that our children are going to be safe. I'm all for having online learning as a parent and a person who works from. I now know how hard it is, but as a parent, I take responsibility of what my child is doing and not doing. 100%. All we ask for is safety, fair raises, and save on insurance. Like you both said, that can be done now. Anna, that can be done immediately.
Yep.
Yes, school. Zuri is posting the link to the capping finance reports. I'm hearing teachers commenting on top of dealing with schools and administrators, they're dealing with some parents that don't take responsibility. 100%. And that is why you need board members that are going to empower our staff. Empower staff. Because look, guys, our staff are also parents. They're also parents. We need to empower staff. Because if we empower staff, we in turn empower our community. But you are the cookie leader. Never forget that. Love them cookies. I still have cookies, guys. Come pick up cookies. Parents, work with the teachers. Don't allow your child to be absent. Erasmo, as you've said, we're all in this together, guys. Yes, 100%. Next week, 9th and 10th graders will be going in next week from what I hear. Yes. 100%. Reading with Rona Garcia Middle School. Watch Pace football practice today. It is impossible to social distance. Yes, it's only a matter of time. And these guys are going back into the community. 13th, yes, October 13th, early voting starts. Sad part, Erasmo, is that if Super is forcing teachers to go back by stating that failing students will return, he is setting the stage for constructed learning. Does that really measure learning? No.
No.
Yes, 13 days for early voting. Amen. We need to go out and vote. 29 more days. What's up, kitty cat? I like it when you call me kitty cat. Estrella Media, I don't know what that is. Para ver al Bebo mañana. Gracias. Mándamelo, por favor, Jesús. El programa empieza a las 2:30 de la tarde. Mándame la información, te lo encargo. That happened on another campus too. Tell me which campus. Kitty Cat Eric Garza for sheriff. We need change. The super and his chichincles can't handle the truth. You're right on point, Mr. Lil Eddie is comical, and I'm giving him too much credit. Saca los tacos de Winnie, Eddie. First of all, I didn't. I addressed the email to the board president, and she could not answer my email. My choice is clear. They are fuera. Ah, hold on. What is this? A handsome contest? There's no contest.
Ya gané.
No. The parents' fault for sending the kids to practice. Yes. Rodriguez, Cowan, and Peña have been on the board for many years. Time for change. Who is running against Carlos Elizondo? El Chapaneco. To quote a wise man from Rivera High, the problem are not the students, the problem are the adults. In this case, the corrupt board. Sorry. One high school started tennis classes and practice beginning today. I'm scared to name the high school. Well, let me tell you, and as self-serving as this may sound, tennis is probably one of the safest sports to play. I mean, I know that there's a lot of breath expelled, a lot of liquid. A face covering will do well for individual playing tennis. And you can play tennis with a face covering. I will challenge anyone to a tennis match with a face mask. I'm just trying to find a tennis partner. Erasmo Carlos, once you are sworn in, how are you going to change the custom of upset parents threatening teachers, administrating? They will go to the board members to complain about them because I will stand by what I've said. My job as a board member is to be an ambassador for the district. It is to empower all members of community, including staff, teachers, and parents. And as long as everyone is empowered, as long as everyone knows their place and their responsibilities, there's no reason for this community not to be run as a well-oiled, fine-tuned machine. 100%. One more comment. I got a question for both of you. If you win, you say no one on campus, but FNS will. Well, what the deal with them? Let me say this. No one should be on campus. There should be a volunteer issue in regards to individuals that want to go back on campus. And it's very, very clear, guys. If a FNS individual is fearful for their life, has underlying conditions, they shouldn't be on campus. But you know what? A lot of talk has been made in regards to hazard pay. And you know what? A lot of our FNS staff, a lot of our custodial staff should have been paid hazard pay during the time that the coronavirus was at its hottest point. And you know what? We should ask for individuals to volunteer to come back onto campus and give them an incentive in regards to hazard pay, but real hazard pay. And the way we can do that is by using the CARES money, the money that the federal government is sending, the money that the state is sending, TEA, and the money that we're going to save by eliminating the vendor process in order to give individuals that want to come back on campus, that choose to come back on campus, the option of going back on campus. It should be true voluntary, not voluntold. Right now, what you have is voluntold. You don't have voluntary. Carlos?
I agree with you. I mean, there's individuals that want to go back and they don't feel that they're at any risk, but they should be volunteer, but they should be paid accordingly. There is every other school district that is paying their employees hazard pay. That gives them the incentive if they want to go out there and risk it, that they're able to go out there and risk it, but be compensated for the risk. We're not doing that. The superintendent and the board do not want to do that. They've already told you that. They took away hazard pay and they're not going to give it to anybody.
In regards to the numbers today, we have 50 positives in Brownsville, 5 deaths. 50 positives in Brownsville and 5 deaths. One of those deaths in Brownsville was in their 20s.
Wow.
One of them in their 50s. So it's not a disease that's taking away our kids. I mean, our elderly only. It's taking back our kids.
Yeah.
20-year-old.
And that's because they're not back at Erasmo.
No.
That's 'cause they're not back.
I agree with hazard pay, especially the FNS workers, 100%. Man,
Yep.
those guys were out there exposing their lives, guys.
Yep.
And the first person to pass away at BISD because of Rona, FNS. Carlos, how will we stop the nepotism and compadrismo that runs without limit at BISD?
I mean, there's already policy for that. I mean, the thing is, they need to make sure they adhere to it. I think if anybody comes in and they're friends with a board member, they're asked. And if there is any link to any board member, they don't get hired. The problem is here we had Sylvia Atkinson before. Sylvia Atkinson is no more.
Let me tell you guys, we definitely need to make sure that we revisit the hiring process so that all those individuals who shouldn't be in positions that are key positions, that are money-making positions, that shouldn't be there, stop being there. And that's when Carlos, I was never part of your show, but I'm glad I have joined. Hopefully we can reach to both of you once you are on the board. Parents, students, teachers, staff, counselors, principals need a true voice that will not hear but take actions. Let me tell you, Zacate, I'll be here every single night.
Yep.
Every single night, except the nights that we have board meetings.
Yeah, 'cause those usually last what, like 2 days?
Yeah. Will teachers be getting a technology stipend this semester? No,
No, they took everything away.
no. They don't care.
Hmm.
And look at the camping finance reports, guys. That's where your money's going. Your money. Philip, $38,000. Daniela, $25,000. Jaime, $25,000. Minerva and little Eddie, they lied on their campaign finance report. Are these the people you want to come back to BISD? Are these the people you want on the board? Guys, this race is about your health, your well-being, your livelihood, and for some of y'all, your life.
Yeah.
Quite honestly, if you offer hazard pay, all staff will want to go back. Money talks. Again, we make it voluntary. Whoever wants to go, and only take in 5% of the students. Thank you all for the information you provide the community, city, and for taking up the challenge of changing the board. The board is going to change. Hey, Fifi, good evening. Corruption needs to be cut at the top levels. If that does not happen, this hamster wheel will never, ever, ever stop. Lots
True.
of talent lost due to Rose Longoria. 100%. But look, she's la chichincle de Minerva Peña. Because of Minerva Peña. Talk about nepotism, guys. Because of Minerva Peña, Rose Longoria has her position. The only reason she has her position. Because she was hired in the middle of the coronavirus, guys. At the start of the coronavirus. Do we really need another AA? an area administrator. Did we need another AA? We
No.
didn't. Y'all know we didn't. The only reason she got the job was because of the compadrismo with Minerva Peña. She has her on speed dial. Good evening, gentlemen. Blessings y gracias por un gran ayuda y apoyo a los estudiantes. 100%. Gracias a ustedes. Y'all doing a great job. Thank you, mi amor. We had open house today, and it felt great having parents appreciate their teachers for the extra hours of work we put into distance learning. Yes, and again, on Happy World Teachers Day, Happy World Teachers Day. You know, I wish that administration, instead of just putting out their little post, Happy World Teachers Day, would actually show you that you are appreciated and not to continue to kick sand in your face. Carlos, last words.
Yeah, just we're gonna keep doing what we've been doing for the last few months. Is just keep telling the truth, making sure everybody knows that this is the most important race BISD has. This is the most important race, city and county. This can change over 40,000 people's lives overnight. Just think about that. We can sit here and take care of over 40,000 kids and over 7,000 employees overnight, Erasmo. Overnight. Remember November, guys.
Guys, Carlos is right. 40,000 students, 7,000 staff members who, in some way, shape, or form, touch the lives of everyone in this community. Brownsville, Olmito, even some in Los Fresnos and Port Isabel, guys. That is what we're fighting for. So, yeah, this is the most important election in the history of BISD, but I'm going to go a little bit farther. It is the most important election ever for our community, for the city of Brownsville,
Yep.
ever. Because we take back the district. And then in March, together, folks, together, we take back the city. We take back the city. I swear. What has been going on, what they have done, has not worked. What do you have to lose? We need 5.
5 to stay alive.
Remember November. Guys, tomorrow morning, 9 a.m., our hour is up. Hey, Michael, my man. See you in the morning, Papa. Change is coming. Breakthrough is coming. 100%. Thank you all for all you do. Erasmo and Carlos, well said. Have a good night, Emma. 8 more days to vote. You all in. 100%, guys. Continue to be good to each other. And please,